So you mentioned that, creative people, they're struggling with their pricing. What is why are they using the wrong framework?
So two things happen here when we're trying to figure out our stuff, especially as creatives, especially when you're starting out, but even sometimes like down the road, is that we forget as the people to charge labor. That's a big one.
You're charging
Like,
for the
well, I
product and
love,
not the labor. Yeah.
yeah, charging for the materials, maybe, materials pretty much, and then like a little bit of bonus on top of that, but we're not charging for the labor. And so what happens is you end up never really succeeding. You've got a hobby, you don't really have a business there. And so they can't really wrap their head around it. Like, well, I really love doing this. And so I'm like, that's great. Keep doing it, but get charged for it. Because let me tell you, let's say you take a job from Disney and they put you on a deadline, you've accepted the money, and then you break both your hands. You still got a deadline. You can't go back on it. They already paid you. What are you going to do? Well, I'll find somebody to do the work for you. Well, I ain't going to do it for free. Oh, so you got to pay them. So why aren't you paying you for labor? So that's one of the biggest ones, is that they don't pay for labor. And the other one is value of old you versus new you. Now, I know we're probably going to run out of time here, but this is a great concept that I'd love to talk about. And if we want to go long, I'm happy to go long.
Yeah,
But
let's do it.
the pricing, this is how to break down pricing for creatives. And this is also in the book. And this is one that I give this one away all the time. Consider yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay. 1 to 5 or 1 to 4 is you learning how to do the skill. You do not have the skill set yet to be able to sell the product that you're selling. At 5, you're comfortable enough with the skills that you have to be able to sell something. At that point, at 5, you should be charging at least minimum wage per hour for the area that you live. Okay. Whatever that is, that number fluctuates depending on where you're at in your country. Okay. Then 5 to 10, we start to double the amount that you earn. And here's the reason why. So let's say you're charging $15 an hour at a level 5 when you're first starting out. Say you're working on something for 2 years. Okay. Well, when you're making the exact same widget every single time, that widget at level 5 takes you 4 hours. 4 hours at $15 is $60, right? $60. So there you go. So you've made $60 in labor. Now, let's say you've been doing this for 2 years. You're doing the exact same thing over and over again. What happens when you do the same thing over and over again? You get better at it. You get your skill bumps up. You become quicker, more efficient. You understand the product better. You're better at your job. So now instead of it taking 2 hours, it takes 1 hour. Well, at 1 hour, well, now I'm not, or instead of 4 hours, you're now doing it for 2. Okay. So it's half the time. So instead of making $60 for that time, you're only making $30. Well, why should old, unexperienced you or inexperienced you make twice as much as experienced you in the future? It shouldn't. So you got to double your rate. So now you're more efficient. Now, let me tell you, it's rare when you can get up to that level 10. And people look at the hourly rate on a number 10 and they're like, no way anybody's going to pay that. I'm like, they do. I'm proof of that. Like my hourly rate is $750 an hour. That's crazy sauce. But when I can literally produce things faster than a team can take 3-4 weeks to do it, and I'm a team of 1 and they're a team of 6, I'm still cheaper for the company than that other place that would take longer. So of course I'm going to charge that much, because it's an insult to past me and future me to not. And so that's why you've got to understand how that breaks down. Doubling your price, and only you will know when your skills are evolving to the next level. That's leveling up, by the way. So when you've leveled up your skill, then of course you're going to start charging more. And so understanding it, write it down on a chart. And what I find is really valuable is you start to recognize your value. You're like, I'm not a $15 an hour employee. I'm a $30 an hour employee. Now you're starting to boost that ego. Now you're starting to get that confidence. Now you're walking around with a superpower. Now, once you start getting to $120 an hour, you're like, I'm $120 an hour, but I'm really good at my job at this one very specific thing or whatever it is that you do. And it changes your trajectory, because we're no longer these people who are like, well, I'm just an artist who's trying to get somebody to like my stuff. No, you've established that you're good at what you do, and now you're being compensated for it.